Hello everyone, I'm your host Mr. Quint and welcome to the first episode of Heroverse Spotlight. In this series, we are going to appreciate pop culture films and react to trailers as well. So, without any further delay, let's dive right in. In today's episode, we are going to talk about Michael Jackson's biopic called Michael. For starters, my rating would be 11 out of 10 because it gave me a gist of an experience of how it would be in a Michael Jackson concert. I was nearly about to faint watching him perform on stage. And that too, the person who's playing Michael Jackson in the movie is his nephew Jaafar Jackson. And bro, he literally looks like Michael. I was like, did Michael Jackson just respawn to star in his own biopic? Like, nah fam, that was too good. So there's a lot to uncover about this movie, so let's dive right in. So to begin with, the core plot of Michael follows the incredible journey of Michael Jackson. From a young boy performing in Jackson 5 to becoming the king of pop and one of the most influential entertainer in history. Bro had billions of fans even before social media existed. You can't even get the gist of how influential he was. This is just the tip of the iceberg. People used to literally faint watching his performances. But the movie isn't just about music, it's about the man behind the fame, the sacrifices he made and the struggles he faced and the legacy he left behind. So the story starts with Michael since he was the age of 5. Even at a very young age, it was clear that he had the talent of music. He was the standout star of the Jackson 5. However, the movie doesn't shy away from showing the darker side of his success. Even though the world saw Michael Jackson as a smiling child performing at stage, Michael was growing up under intense pressure where he and his brothers were pushed harder by their own father Joseph Jackson. That also showed that he never really had a normal childhood, unlike others who had freedom and they could enjoy it. Michael was spending countless hours rehearsing, recording and performing just for his father to achieve financial success and fame for the Jackson family. One of the interesting parts which I liked about the movie is how they touched upon his obsession with Peter Pan and how he loved it, because for Michael, Peter Pan represents innocence, freedom and a world untouched by pressure and responsibility. Because he grew up under intense pressure and he was responsible for Jackson 5. And one of the main challenges he was facing was to step out of the shade of Jackson 5 and to do his own solo albums. The film literally showed his own determination to create his own identity and push music to places he has never gone before. Through his creativity and perfectionism and unmatched work ethic, Michael transformed from being a talented singer to a global pop star, and he's literally the king of pop. And several of his albums became hit like Off the Wall, Thriller and Bad. And Billie Jean became the most streamed song on Spotify after the movie released. He was the only person who topped 3 charts, which is number 1 box office with the Michael movie, number 1 book with Moonwalk and number 1 music with Billie Jean, while being in spectator mode. He's not even horror farming at this point, Jam. He's AFK farming. I was literally shocked when I saw him breaking records while being in spectator mode. One more thing movie does particularly well is showing how Michael cared about children. Despite all his fame and attention surrounding him, he regularly visited children's hospital, covered for the expenses and medical bills, and built Neverland literally to save children from human trafficking networks. The film also covered one of the most tragic incidents of his life, which was the famous Pepsi commercial accident. During the filming, a pyrotechnical malfunction caused his hair to catch fire, which is the reason he experienced a lot of fatal injuries and he had to go through a lot of plastic surgeries. That's one of the most tragic things of his life. One of the fun facts about the thriller sequence was the place they shot the thriller sequence was the same place Michael Jackson shot the Thriller video. Also, it was a full moon when they shot the Thriller sequence, just like it was when Michael Jackson shot his own Thriller video. Moving on, I would like to conclude the video with what I thought about the movie, which is honestly good. Like, we got to see how he rose from a small guy in a kid band to a global pop star and the things he has been through while achieving his success. But what I believe is they covered a lot more about his life in this movie, but they couldn't. And honestly, I'm expecting a part 2 of this movie. So let's see how it goes. And honestly, I think they could cover a lot on Neverland, his vitiligo condition, where they could break the myth that Michael just bleached himself. I think they could cover a lot on it. I think that's all for this video. Peace out. See you all in the next video. Bye bye.